Welcome back to the show, 719 here in Central Arkansas. We're talking about big government and big government regulations and how it is affecting everyday Arkansans who are working to become entrepreneurs and build businesses and provide for their family, and how regulations are interfering with the freedom to innovate, to operate, and now dictating our own health care. But the problem is the president's signature health care accomplishment is falling apart. The wheels are falling off the Obamacare train, and we just spoke with Gail Trotter, and she gave us 5 reasons why we need to pull the plug on this policy. And with the recent announcement that they're delaying the employer mandate of that, there is now a call by members of the House to do the same for the individual mandate. But someone who has been outspoken front and center on this from the very beginning with Obamacare and its impact on businesses is Bill Shroyer. He is a businessman in North Little Rock. He is the owner of Splash Super Pools, and Bill joins me this morning. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Alice.
Well, you have
I'm doing great. Thank you.
Good. You have a business owner in North Little Rock. You have a few businesses, but you kind of got in the middle of this political conversation when you were in an ad, basically hitting Mark Pryor, but it was on Obamacare, and your message on the ad was about the Obamacare and its impact on businesses. And you said in your ad, Washington just doesn't get it. They don't understand the consequences of their laws, and they feel good when they do them, but they're catastrophic. And Obamacare is clearly had an impact on your business. And tell us how you've already had to change the way you operate, given what we're understanding will happen with Obamacare.
Well, thank you, Alice. Actually, back in around 2009, with the economy meltdown, we suffered a significant setback, and we managed to stay alive, regrouped, cut down our headcount significantly to stay alive. We've been able to do that, and we've actually begun to grow back some. We've added another company to our fold that's in the alternative energy business, which is growing quite well. And so with any of these steps, we look at this and we say, what is the effect of the government on our business if we grow? And, in a free enterprise system, we shouldn't have to worry about big government and how it dictates how we operate our businesses, as long as they're legal and we treat our people well and so forth. And we have always provided health care for our people. Our hourly workers, actually, we provided it for them for years, and they came to us and said, we'd rather have a pay raise than health care.
Right.
And so we accommodated that. Now they've got the pay raises, and now we have to look at the health care as well. They're good people, they're hard workers, but still, everybody makes choices.
Right. Well, and there's business owners like you that you obviously want to take care of your employees and what their preferences are. But let me ask you this. One of the provisions, obviously, of Obamacare would affect businesses who employ over 50 people. Now, with that, how has that affected your hiring of employees?
Well, we have to look every time we need to find somebody new or hire somebody and make the decision, how much closer is this getting us to the total of 50 employees? Right now, we're probably, in the ad that we had, I said, look around, and we've got 25 people here. We're actually growing. We've added some more people here in just the last few weeks. And so consequently, the closer we get to that threshold of 50 employees, we have to really make some hard decisions about our growth, which is crazy. I mean, that's exactly what we want to do, but the cost of all of this is so unpredictable. I mean, even in today's environment, before Obamacare, healthcare costs have gone up quite a bit,
right,
and they're hard to predict. And now with this new program where everybody's covered, we know that you can't possibly do that and keep these rates the same.
Right. Well, you're a businessman. If you bring on more expenses, you bring on more debt, you're going to have more costs. It just makes natural sense. My guest is Bill Shroyer. He is the owner and president of Splash Super Pools in North Little Rock. And very outspoken on the implications of Obamacare. And I want to ask you this, Bill, with this news last week that the administration has decided to delay the employer mandate aspect of Obamacare by 1 year, just basically picking out one aspect of this train wreck and saying, okay, we'll delay that a year. Now there's an effort underway by members of Congress to extend the same favor to individuals. But when you got word of this decision to delay the employer mandate 1 year, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, obviously, I breathed a sigh of relief.
No doubt.
But, the truth of the matter is the House is the only place that can actually fund all this. And as I understand it, the House is wanting to defund Obamacare altogether. Now, whether they can get that through, but they're the only ones that can fund our government and not the Senate. So it's kind of a fascinating conundrum. And, I'd like to get them energized to look at this whole picture, but this is a great first step. I'm really glad that the Obama administration recognized that it was going to be a train wreck, and but the problem is the individual mandate is still in place, and these poor people are going to go broke. I don't envy those people that are self-funded.
Well, and that being said, and you listened to Gail, who was on right before the show, and here we have basically the president and the administration using their powers that they questionably do or don't have, but to decide, picking winners and losers again. Here they go, okay, well, let's make it favorable to the business owners, and they're leaving the individuals out, at least at this point. But what are your thoughts on that, them just picking and choosing which parts of this monstrosity of a bill that they decide to change?
Well, I don't know why people are surprised, honestly, because, quite frankly, right after the meltdown when the administration decided and the courts approved not giving bondholders first place on the debt of companies, they rewrote all of the rules and the laws that we've been governed by for years, and our current president tends to make them up as he goes and acts more imperial than he is presidential. So consequently, you never know which direction he's going to come from, and in this particular case, I think he really is admitting that it is a train wreck, but he doesn't want to say it because it's his signature legislation. Right.
And, of course, next week the House will vote on the individual mandate, whether or not to delay that. But ultimately, Bill, you're a businessman. You've been quite successful in what you do. And clearly this president who came into office saying he wants to fundamentally change America, he clearly is, but it has an impact on businesses like yours and smaller businesses across this country. From a business person standpoint, a successful businessman, what do you see happening with Obamacare, and what do you see the best for business moving forward in regard to the fate of Obamacare?
Well, Americans are good at looking for loopholes. Hopefully there'll be some, but the reality is costs will go up. And if all of this gets implemented, costs are going to go up, prices are going to go up, and we're going to have an increase in inflation again. It's inevitable. I mean, what we're talking about is, billions, trillions of dollars. I think the CBO just came out and recalculated the cost, and they've increased it by like tenfold of the Obamacare. So we have a real rocky road ahead with this, and honestly, it's hard to predict. All I do know is that costs are going to go up dramatically.
Well, you would know. I've been in the business of when you got to make money to spend money, and you can't bring on new debt without the money to pay for it. So I appreciate your thoughts and your time. Bill Shroyer, the president and owner of Splash Super Pools in North Little Rock, and we'll have another vote on this next week, and I look forward to touching base with you and get your thoughts on this. Bill, thanks so much, and have a great day.
Thanks, Alice. You do a great job.
Thank you. I appreciate you. All right, we'll take a quick break. When we come back, Armchair Quarterback.